Hello students, today in your algebra class we're going to be discussing standard form and point slope form. So the purpose of this is that at the end of this lesson you should be able to write an equation in standard form and in point slope form. So a couple quick definitions before we start. A linear equation is an equation that increases or decreases at a steady rate. And you'll know that it's a linear equation because just like it says, it's linear or a line equation. Standard form is in the form of ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are integers. Note, you cannot have any fractions for a, b, and c in standard form. Point slope form is read as y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. Now, the x sub 1 and the y sub 1 merely denote that these are the points or the variables that we're going to substitute values into. Now, x and y intercepts are the point on the x-axis and the y-axis respectively where the graph crosses. And then of course the reminder, the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Now, to put equations in standard form, you merely need to follow these three steps. 1. Get rid of any fractions by multiplying by the LCD. 2. Add or subtract the x or y to get them on both sides of the equal sign. And 3. Add or subtract the constant to get it on the opposite side of the x and y values. So let's look at this example. Y equals 1/2 x plus 4. So to get rid of the fractions, we need to multiply by the LCD, or the least common denominator, which in this case is this divide 2. So we're going to multiply by 2 to everything, and that would give us y equals x plus 8. Now it says add or subtract the x or y to get them on both sides of the equal. So essentially we're trying to get the x and the y to be on the same side. And the best way to do that, since the y is already by itself, we're going to move the x right next to it. So to move the x, we subtract x to both sides, leaving us with negative x plus 2y equals 8. So notice we're in the form of ax plus by equals c, and we could say that a equals negative 1, b equals 2, and c equals 8. So let's look at another problem. So now we're going to write the equation in standard form again. Example 1, we're again trying to make it look like ax plus by equals c, and obviously that doesn't look like it right now. We probably should move the 2x. So to do that, we're going to subtract 2x from both sides, leaving us with negative 2x plus y equals 6. Now it looks just like it, and we could say a equals we could say that a equals negative 2. So a equals negative 2, b equals 1, and c equals 6. Example 2, here we're going to find the x and y intercept and then graph. So to make this easier, we're going to divide this into two separate sides. One for the x-intercept and one for the y-intercept. Now, we're always going to start off with the same exact formula, the one that's given. And then when we're trying to look for an x-intercept, we're trying to find out what x is equal to. So when that happens, we set y equal to 0. So therefore, we get x plus 0 equals 2, then x equals 2. If we wrote that as an ordered pair, it would read 2, 0, because our y was 0. Same thing for the y-intercept. For the y-intercept, we're trying to find out what y is equal to. So we set our x equal to 0, and we get 0 plus y equals 2, and y equals 2. So as an ordered pair, that would be 0, 2. And then we'd plot those points. When we plot those points, our x-intercept was 2, 0. So we'll go 1, 2, and 0, up or down. And for the y-intercept, again, we always start off at the origin. Our x is 0, so 0 left to right, and 2 is positive, so we go up 2. And then we have our x and y intercept, and now all we have to do is connect the dots. So I'm going to connect the dots, and we'll get a line like so. Notice again that your x-intercept is the point at which your graph crosses the y or the x-axis, and so that's your x-intercept, and your y-intercept is the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. So this is your y-intercept.